Looking for the one. Maps.
All right, we're good. We're live.
Oh boy. Hi
Huzzah.
mom. I'm Twitch.
All right, so what I want to know is where was the thought process, or what was the thought process behind containment? Like, where did that idea come from?
I want. I wanted another to try out another room for factory, and I wanted it to be like CQB, but I wanted to mix it with the long sight lines that factory's known for. So it's like, well, maybe we can just bring back the old warehouse style maps that we used to play on back in like level gen, like pre 1.0 stuff that I remember playing on. I was just like, what if I just do that, but I put it as part of, I put it in the middle of factory and it's connected to everything. So it's just this big open area. But if you pass through it or around it, like you have to deal with people potentially in the cargo containers popping out and, ambushing you with shotguns and shit. Because factory doesn't have nearly enough places for shotguns to play.
Yeah.
So that was kind of the idea behind that. It was just like I literally co-opted a previous idea into factory.
Okay.
So it's like everything's organized in a grid. So the sight lines are really clean. So you can like if I don't know if you can see my mouse or if you're
Yeah.
but like if I draw real quick. So like if the boxes are like this, like here and here, like there's going to be a clean line of sight right here because it's all laid out like that, and there'll be another one right here, like it's super obvious. Or if you wall charge this, there's a super clean line of sight right there. So you can make plans around this. It's not like uh, shelving sometimes where you can't tell if fan has your weird like diagonal line of sight to shoot the red door open. Or if like can office see me from here, I don't know, but it's like, yeah, with it being a grid, it's like, oh yeah, I can definitely see this, or no, I definitely cannot see that, and it's really really clean and easy to see.
Yeah. I mean, I like it. I played quite a bit of it this weekend, and it's the scariest maps I think I've ever played on. If that makes
Yeah,
sense.
why is that? Like
Because
this is your opportunity to give me straight feedback
it's
and just shove it
so
straight
many
into the vein.
corners to like look at.
Yeah.
It's
Just-
it's I've never been like more afraid of a super shorty on a factory map in my entire life as when I'm
yeah,
playing
buddy.
them.
That's what I want to feel. That's what I was the feel I wanted, was just like, welcome to the like, you want to avoid that room as attackers as much
Oh
as you can,
yes,
because welcome to the fucking jungle, baby. Like,
yes,
yeah, I wanted that to be like ambush central. Like, this is dangerous to actually be in, but I mean, you can avoid it for the most part if you need to, based on where bomb is. But of course, in all of those maps, I was like, I'm gonna stick bomb near it because I need feedback on it. If
oh
I don't put
yeah,
the bomb there, nobody's gonna fucking play on it. But I mean, you can imagine a map where bomb is over in shelving still,
yeah.
and
Well, I think most players had a very positive response about it. Everybody I talked to was like, "Factory
yeah,
is so fun now."
that's what I've seen. I've seen a lot of positive feedback, in level feedback from it, and that's been really good. I think the art team just doesn't like it when it's cargo containers. So if it, I'll experiment with containers containment some more, and if it's really fun, we suss out that this is a good idea. We toss it to the art team and they turn it into something really cool.
Yeah,
Who knows? Maybe it's like really big machines or something,
yeah, for sure.
because they can do anything. Yeah, so we're gonna use this map. Kind of my thought here is I'm gonna make this area the no man's land.
Okay.
I'm gonna put, because I've gotten a lot of positive feedback on no man's land. I'd like to explore that some more, and if it's again something I can like codify in level gen, we just hand it over to the art team and go, here you go.
Yeah. There
Uh,
was there was one map that I played that had no man's land, but it was like a bunch of shipping containers wrapping around like the middle, right? And there was an
yeah,
automatic breach already in it, which I
Oh,
think that
that wasn't a No Man's Land. That was supposed to be like pre-containment, but it was like pre-containers map where I was testing the idea. But that was pretty cool.
I really like the like already breached walls and stuff on like there's two right now where you
Yep,
already
there's one where it's a
implemented.
second floor one.
Yeah,
Yeah, I forced it. I was just like, here, goodbye wall.
yeah, I think that was really cool. It's a different look to the maps, definitely.
Yep, I wanted to just feel like the defenders just like smacked this wall down, and now you can run back and forth through it. So, uh, yeah, the problem I had with the feeling on that map is the way I was doing containers there is it felt too much like shelving, right? Like it's just shelving you can run under. Like you
Yeah,
can go inside the shelving unit, and I didn't like that because like when I'm making a new room, I don't want it to feel like, oh, it's just it's shelving 2.0. Like
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
well, if I wanted this gameplay, I would just put it in shelving. But it's like, well, I want a place for, like I said, I want shotguns can play because that's what the like No Man's Land is really good for shotguns. But it's like, well, it's just one room, which is fine, but I want a place that's really strong for shotguns. And thus, we got the shelving room that we got. I think No Man's Land may end, if I do it right, it will end up being a good like wall charge opportunity thing, especially if I make that room like on this particular one. I'm gonna see if I can just use the shipping container like this one instead of the double old containers that you can't wall charge, so you can potentially wall charge into this thing.
Right.
So like if you're like, oh, we know there's gonna be a dude in there with the auto shotgun, you just go, well, fuck it, we're gonna wall charge into this thing and just murder him. Something like that. We'll see. But I do like the idea of No Man's Land just being this like, oh, there's just no cover out here other than this thing in the middle, and the bomb is in it. And good luck.
Yeah, I like that too. That's a good idea. Guys in the chat, if you guys have any questions towards Axsom, don't be afraid to ask. They're
Yeah.
asking if you're making another containment tile set today or map.
Room. Hey, I don't know if I'll make one today. I really want to. I really want to make No Man's Land maps today. Just because I want to see more of that and get more feedback on it. Um, that and containment's kind of jank right now. Not gonna lie. Uh, I can make another one. That could maybe be my second map, but I'm gonna have to steal some shit from another map just so I don't have to remake all of that because it took me like an hour on stream last week to make all those fucking containment pieces. But we'll see how long this one takes me. If it doesn't take me too long, maybe my next one can be a containment.
When does Gunplay 2.0 come out?
I don't know the answer to that question.
We don't have.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that question. Sorry.
Do you guys get a lot of the
Level.
like non-level questions too when you and Pyan do
Yes.
it? Okay.
Pion usually waves it off and goes, "Come back on the community hours stream," and he
Okay.
has better. Yeah, I can't answer that. I don't know. It's feeling good though. I don't know what's going out.
Are you gonna make good maps? Red Commissar asks.
I never make good maps.
We'll be getting
That's
our
a silly.
regular. Oh, sorry.
That's
Go
a
ahead.
silly question. No, I was saying that's a silly question, Red. You know better than that by now.
Will we be getting our regular update anytime soon? I'm not sure what that means. Comms. Map updates are Fridays.
I think he's just looking for the Monday update that we normally do.
Oh, yeah, those.
I think that's what he's referring to. And again, I don't know the answer to that question, sadly.
Well, as far as I know, was that was only like a beta phase thing where they were pushing out those. And then once it went to EA, I think that they're taking their time more with like the updates to test them more. So.
Big shrug.
You want Comms wants parkour and factory maps.
I want a little bit more car parkour too, but that's what shelving is supposed to be.
Hardcore parkour.
Everybody likes parkour. I'm so hyped for the new fucking shelving art. It's gonna be so good.
How many maps do you guys push out in a week?
It's about 20 right now.
What were you saying? Have I seen what?
Have you seen like the new art that that shelving will become.
No, I haven't.
It's real dope. You'll have to sit on an art meeting one time. It's
Yeah, I
awesome.
got to. Will there be more
We're
blue
just
windows on factory, not the ones at green doors?
so they're asking, will there be more window like shoot through these things like roof access? Is that what we're asking?
I think so. Otherwise, the only thing I thought of was like office windows.
I mean,
So
office windows are always a thing. Like that's just how that's like the rule of office is like any of the long sides like this.
they said
That's
yeah
always a
to
window.
the roof access.
Oh yeah, I'd love to do more roof access. I just need to get generations that support it because roof access is a very um the level has to spawn in an incredibly specific way in order for it to work. Basically, it needs to be the server's room needs to spawn down here, and it's the only time it can ever happen because the roofs. Hang on. Yeah, so see how the roofs always arc this way? Like it's consistent. It always does it this way. So shelving needs or servers needs to spawn right here in order for the roof to be angled just right for you to be able to see in the windows. So like I do want to see it more, but like I have to wait until I get a gen where it's possible, which doesn't always happen. You know, mind me, I'm just kind of
Yeah, you're good.
building out shelving here.
With the addition of the forced tile set, will we get the fifth? Will we get 5 maps per tile set?
I don't know the answer to that. I don't know if you'll get like we'll do 5 per tile set per week, or if you might get 10, 10 of one, and like lesser. I don't know what the schedule is on that. We haven't like really determined that yet. Like ideally, you get like 10 of each, but I mean that just means like I have to crank out more maps every week, and like a lot of these things take a while. So big shrug.
There's that command. I was like, I was trying to remember all the commands off the top of my head, and I couldn't remember it.
Yeah.
Dexterac asks, "What's your favorite gun?"
Gotta think about that one. See, I'm partial. Like, if we're talking pre weapon feel, post weapon feel, because I've played both. Are we asking current? Like, if it's current, like I like the Gruber just because it's easy to use. We all like Gruber gang here.
I love the Gruber. I do like the auto shotty though too. Like on Kill House, auto shotty go burr.
Of course. But I mean, like, not all weapon. I like again, it's the jack of all trades. It can do all maps. So it's like Gruber is just like, okay, I need to play somewhere on this map. It's gonna be in this area. I'll just take a Gruber and a pocket shotty, and I'm good.
Yeah. I love the fact that like on containment, the auto shotgun is just as scary as it is on Kill House.
Yeah, it's the
Because
feel I really wanted. There's just so many angles you have to check.
yes.
I did make it consistent though that like all of the doorways that lead in and out are north south. So like if you take docks, you can like peer into them a little bit of an edge. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
not like you have. It's not like when I did containment that like if the boxes are here, right? Like it's not like I put doorway. Hold on, let me get the green ink out. It's not like I put doorways like this, right? So you have like a door here, a door here, a door here, a door here. You know what I mean? Like so, it's way more chaotic. Like everything's north south, just so it's easy to understand, and it gives more value to dock because dock is always south. That way, if containment's up here, you can just like open up one of these and shoot into it.
Yeah. Any bard stories?
Any what?
Bard stories, Combs asks.
I don't. I mean, I don't know what you're looking for. I legit don't understand what you're trying to ask. Like, I know you're talking about Alex, but I don't know what you're trying to ask for. Like, hmm.
Anything about, he said anything about how Bard is like.
I mean, he's a cool dude. I've been friends with him for like over 10 years. Like, I met him through Vince. I mean, it's like it was always fun playing PUBG with him, and he would do call outs like he's behind the tree, and I'm like, we're in a fucking forest.
Just the most.
He's
Captain
behind the
on.
tree. Gee, yeah, gee, thanks.
Just
Like, there's little funny moments like that which would stick out to me. But I mean, Bart's a great guy. Like, again, I've known him for years.
just the most Captain Obvious callouts.
Yeah,
He's
I
over
mean,
there. He's over there.
it happens in the heat of the moment. I do
Yeah.
it too. Like, it's like he's behind the rock, and it's like, great, we're in a quarry.
Yeah. He's over there. Okay, where? Over
Yeah, okay,
there.
okay, thanks. To the left, okay. Like, there's a whole lot of left.
That's the one thing I like now with the ping system that we have in the game.
Yep,
Is it's
just boop right
really
here.
easy. He's back there, and then you ping it real quick.
And you can just spray it down. Really makes the game feel a little bit more futuristic.
Yeah.
So the cops just go, no, he's over here. Boop, boop, boop. I still remember way back, so fun things that used to happen. So you used to be able to jump on these things, and you could stand here and peek your head through the fucking, basically peek through like this and shoot people in office. It is real gross.
Don't you think shelving needs a forklift? How else are those boxes gonna get moved?
I occasionally spawn forklifts in here, and you can jump across them. Don't worry about it. I mean, to be fair though, shelving is getting changed to something else. I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, it's this whole area is getting new art, and it'll look complete. It'll play the same, like the feel of being able to run around up here and get between like islands and stuff. Like that'll all still exist, but the artwork will be vastly different. And there's a couple of new uh like when they were making the new art, I made a bunch of requests that'll give more variation to being up here. So like, there's some cover that will actually be up here. Like you'll be able to run on top of a thing, and you can crouch behind something and use it as cover. So both attackers and defenders could use that potentially. But yeah, like the shelving update when it turns into its new room it'll be great. It's real fire. The other thing we're doing with that new room is when shelving comes up against this, like it comes up against office, and you have to do the weird fucking jump to get in and out.
Yeah.
We're smoothing that over, so it's just like a big ramp, so you can just run in and out of it. So like instead of having to do the weird like parkour weird ass crouch jump, you can just like jump on top of this little ramp and then like smoothly walk into this thing instead of like missing the jump 6 times and getting mad. Is this the right one? Yes, it is. Not making containers, just setting up no man's land. Oh yeah, people are saying you have to jump to get into the containers. Is that only on the one with the really big white ones, or is that every single map?
I think that's every one of them.
Fuck.
I
Alright,
know. I
I'll
know
look
it's the
into it.
ones that have the white containers or the. I think it's white or gray. But I do.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to say
It's the one that
everyone.
looks like this.
Yeah.
Interesting. It shouldn't have been everyone, but I will have to look into that. Do you always have to jump into no man's land? Do you remember if you've played maps with it? Do you have to
God,
jump into that?
I cannot remember
Can't
now.
remember? Well, I mean, we're about to figure it the fuck out this week.
What's up, Sensei?
So what?
Are you thinking about any more? I think you already answered that one.
So what's the
It
question?
was about adding more containment maps.
Oh, I mean, I will definitely be exploring that more because I was getting good feedback on it, and if it's fun and I make it several weeks in a row, and it ends up being like people really like this and they want to see more of it. Like at that point, I just go, "Hey, art team, let's turn this into something awesome," and then the art team turns it into something awesome, and it still has the same gameplay feel of containment, but look is more interesting than just cargo containers. Because like I would totally love to see like if No Man's Land is something people like I could totally see this as being like a decontamination room or whatever. Like it's really small and isolated. Like I can totally see that.
Crates are the awesome art, in my opinion. Yeah, I think the crates are cool too.
Yeah, the crates are pretty cool, but I mean it could always be more factory like, right? Like you could turn these into machines.
True.
Remember, we want this to feel like a factory, not a warehouse. I really like the change we did to dock. That you can enter every single truck instead of just like before we had it was like you could enter one.
Yeah.
I just feel like it made the gameplay space more valuable. The only issue I have with it is I need to spend time and make more truck variants. So there's like different cover configurations inside of it because right now we have like 3. One of these days, Smit, I'm gonna do this again. One of these days. I've done it once already, but yeah, that was a long time ago. I think Red was around for when I did that before. But yeah, I want to do that again. It was fun. Because I replaced this prefab with a door that's permanently open, and like I do a whole bunch of other stuff to make sure defenders can't get up there, but it's good fun. That was if you ever ask anybody about the meme map, where the term meme map came from, it was that map. That's what spawned it. Guess what, boys? Power's going in fucking toxic again, our favorite. I have like a love-hate relationship with putting power in toxic. Because on the one hand, it's like the best room for me to put it in because it's isolated and away from everything. But on the other hand, I do it all the fucking time. It's the only place it ends up. Because I don't like putting it in office because like the office is supposed to be weak. Like if you turn the power off, office is like kind of neutered because you can't see people running around. It becomes harder to use it as a sniper perch. And it's like if you put the power in the office, it's like, well, you've taken the weakness to office and put it inside office. Which is a feels weird man moment.
Would a low floored toxic be possible?
Oh yeah, I like doing low floor toxics. I also like doing raised toxics. In this case, with since storage and office are next to each other, like I like doing the raised toxics. But yes, there I believe I made one like 2 weeks ago. I made 2 one floor toxics where you have to run across the bridge still. So yeah, they still happen. I just prefer doing the 2 floor ones because I'm doing more experimentation with that, trying to figure out if it's a thing that I want to make permanent or not. So far, I've gotten good feedback on it, so odds are yes. But yeah, 1 floor toxic. Like if I make 2 floor toxic a thing, I would split it out as a separate wrapper. So you would have a specific 1 floor wrapper and a 2 floor wrapper. So they would spawn independently of each other. So you could potentially have a 1 floor toxic and a 2 floor toxic in the same map.
Oh, Spino, there has been an all like toxic factory.
Yeah, oops all toxic. Like
Yeah.
anybody who's played it remembers it.
I think it might still be in rotation. I don't remember. I haven't seen it in a while though.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Ozzy would be the one to know.
That was such a fun map.
It was so busted, but it was so good. It's good because like it's always the silly things like that that make the maps memorable. And like if you play it, like somebody goes, "Oops, all toxic," and you can just picture it in your head, and it's great.
Yeah.
Like there was one time, most testers will remember the time where a I made a maze out of shelving units in factory for a map, and I labeled all of your entrances were labeled easy, medium, and hard. And yeah, that was a fun one. It wasn't quite as memey as the truck backed up to the dock door, but it was just like you loaded into that map. Oh, and so the way that map worked, everything was a maze, and office was in the middle, and the bomb was in office, so you had to like navigate the maze to get the staircase that led you into the office.
That would have been
It was a
cool
lot of fun.
though. I think I've seen videos of that.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I might do it again one day as a meme, but I already know what the next meme map is going to be, but I'm not saying what it is on stream. Like I'll tell you offline if you want to know what it is, but yeah, I'm probably gonna do it next week in my own time, like on a week, like on Saturday. I'll make the next meme map and shove it into rotation. It is a kill house though. That's all I'll say.
Oh.
Hang on, I'm gonna go get a glass of water real quick. So be right back.
Yep.
All right. Fortunately, No Man's Land like is like the easiest room to fucking organize because it's literally just a crate. Like I don't have to do anything else. I have to give it a room label, but that's about it. Oh no, I need to give it the fucking doorway sweeps. God damn it.
My our cat that we got, she's a little kitten and she just came into heat, so she's screaming her head off.
Poor kitty. And as always, like I know I said it last night, but like if anybody ever has like spitball ideas for rooms for any tile set, like you can absolutely shoot them into level feedback in Discord. Like I'll read it. Like I am totally down with doing dumb experimentation with existing objects. Like this is how we make interesting maps. It's like I can only come up with so many ideas, so like again, like I really want like the community to have an input on what kind of maps we're making. So like if there are people that have interesting ideas or something that I can make that will kind of spice up level gen, like absolutely, I want to hear these things.
World Repost asks, what are the new ideas for Factory?
I mean, you're kind of looking at them. So like No Man's Land is the one thing I'm doing, which has been an existing room, and Containment was the newest one. I really want to find a way to spice up storage. So like what I need a like gameplay relevant space for storage that's more interesting than it has a shelving unit in it. You know what I mean? Like storage is just like a really boring room.
It's typically the green room that is just kind
Mm-hmm.
of there.
Yep, it doesn't really have an identity. It's just it's just there. Like it makes for a good green room because it's like it's separated from the rest of the map, so like it does its job. It's just not a very interesting play space. It's like it's got a tank in there, cool, but like it could totally be something greater than that, and I just don't know what that is yet.
We're seeing a lot of get on top of the shelving units, put windows in storage, stairs from storage to toxic, maybe going into office.
Oh, people describing what I'm gonna do with the map. Yeah, so like right now with this map, I'm gonna put a staircase from storage into toxic. Toxic goes into office. I'm trying to like eat a croissant right now, so my dog is like desperately trying to get up into my lap while I'm at while I'm pushed up against my chair trying to get this croissant.
Yeah,
I'm
two
like,
floor
you're not getting this, buddy.
two floor kill house is the one question that comes back every map stream.
No, that whole thing is murked. Like I did that on a weekend. Like I call them the clubhouse maps. Um, yeah, those aren't coming back anytime soon, unfortunately. Like the whole like I started like they gave me time to basically rip rip that up a bit and like try to improve it, but then like I got halfway through it and they're like, "Hey, go work on this other stuff," and I was like, "Oh, okay, I got this like half half done like revamp there." So I just need to be given time for it, or I do it on a weekend, but I really don't want to because there's other shit that is more important. And we're not talking about like a little bit of work. Like this is a lot of work that needs to be done. It is noted that people really enjoyed those maps though. That was my weekend project that I did one weekend, and I'm really glad people liked it. So
The two floor kill houses were fun, Harry Lobster.
hmm I'm glad people enjoyed them. They weren't technically 2 floor. They were split level uh like factory. There was only one room that was 2F, which um was security. Yeah, security. I mean, the
Uh,
maps still technically exist. I mean, it could be possible to just shove the same maps back in rotation again for people to see them. But
I think that'd be a good idea. Just get people like I mean, it does appear. It seems like that's a common recurring question. Is like, what about two floor maps? And to just appease it. I mean, they have been out of rotation for so long that even veteran players would be like, they'd feel new. You know?
I'd have to look into it, like what that would take, because they're using older. Like at this point, they're using older assets, and this is like pre. Uh, so like when we introduced the change where the doors swing open in the truck, like that was actually like a systemic change, which nuked a lot of our old maps. So if we want to reuse that, I would have to like ask Bickle to see like what would it take.
Yeah.
Like these are the things that most people don't think about is like when we make a systemic change, it's like, oh, now all of these other maps are incompatible and can never be used again, and like that those specific levels fall into that category now of like I have to look into how do I port this from like from this to this, from the old version to the new version.
Yeah. Totally. Spino, as far as the map editor, that's not really on the radar right now. Um,
I mean, in the future, like we're interested, but like yeah, right now definitely not. There's so much shit that needs to be done, and that's such a huge ask. Like you're looking at what I'm dealing with. This is not user friendly at all. It took me months and months to learn how to use the level generator. Like what you're seeing is the result of months of work just to be able to get to the state where I can just drop things into a scene.
and then World Repost. Axsom mainly works on factory. He'll do some kill houses, maybe some C stores, but the C store and kill house map making is tomorrow actually.
Yeah, so I typically do factories because they're larger, and Sando likes making the C stores and the kill houses, so I just let him do that, and I take care of factories. It's just kind of how we've kind of worked it out. I mean, I still make other maps. Like it's been funny to see, like it's been funny to see people go, I really like this C store, I really like this kill house. And I'm just sitting there going, that's one of mine. It's like one of the like four that I have in there, and it's the ones that show up in level feedback, and I'm just like, like somebody posted one that I made that had the fridges, like the new fridges room, the sub room that I added. That currently only exists on my computer. Uh, I've been getting good feedback about that. I put so much so that I pushed it up through the like it's currently waiting to be pulled up into the main branches so like Sando can start playing with it. So if you like the fridges room, hopefully we'll be getting more of them soon.
How many maps are in the current pool, Sunsky?
Big question mark. I'd have to go. Yeah, Ozzy would know the answer to that one.
I think typically a good number is about 100.
There's like I know typically we were floating around 100, 150 is where we're usually floating around, and then we take out older ones and add new ones, so that number like fluctuates a little bit, just depending on how many we pull out.
Give Sando the fridges. I can't take storefront without them.
I mean, I pushed them up the chain, like they're just waiting to get pulled in. Like right now, he's just kind of placing them in there. But if you've seen, like, I can show you, I can do a shitty drawing over here real quick of how it's done, right? So like this big green blob is storefront, and we pick up two other colors. So we'll do red. So what level gen will do is go, oh, here's storefront. Then it spawns a sub room, and it'll go, okay, I want to attach to this corner because it's nice and juicy. This is tellers, right? So all of these walls right here are converted into teller walls. And then it goes, okay, I'm gonna place another thing. I'm gonna place a really big fucking L piece over here. This is fridges, and then it converts all of this shit into those tall fridges, and then we just delete, like we delete a segment here and here, and it's like, okay, room done. But yeah, it feels like it's part of storefront, but when the level generator makes it, it's actually part of the level generator. So like other rooms can spawn back here, and they're instantly like, they instantly relate to storefront through fridges. So like I want to see more fridges. It's pushed up the chain. It's just good. It's gonna take time for it to propagate up. Yeah, this is the wrapper. RPS cold is what I named it. So like this is the fridge wrapper. So like I could make one after this if people want. We could make a fridges map just to guarantee that there's one in there.
So here's my question, because I was just looking at this, and this always irritates me. The doors that like go up into toxic or into office, how they always open out instead of in towards the room. Because if you're trying to fast rotate, you have to jump on the railing to go around the door. Is that intended?
No, that's just the quirk of the fucking doors. Like I can't tell what way this thing opens from this view, right? Like it's just when I'm in the I think the ask is you want this whole thing to be flipped around.
Because if I'm running up into toxic on rotation, like let's say I'm playing in storage, that door normally is going to open out towards the staircase, and so then I
So
have
and
to jump on the railing to get
I'm gonna
around it.
make you an argument that it doesn't matter which way I fucking rotate this bitch because you're always opening up into a catwalk. Because it's either you're gonna be it's either we're angry that it opens this way or we're angry that it opens this way.
Well, I think what this one is going to do is open up towards the bottom, of, like the face of the stair. So you have to jump because that's what they
Probably.
normally do.
But like the first thing I'm gonna do is make you go this way. Like I'm gonna turn you this way
Yeah,
after you go
but
in, and I'm like,
even if it does open that way, it's easier to like close it behind you. I feel like I don't know. That's just I. Maybe I'm the
I
only
don't
one that's
know.
ever
Like
felt like that, but
it's hard for me to like actually tell which way these things are opening. Let me turn off
yeah,
wood lay
I think it's
this
gonna
one.
open. Yeah, it will open
Uh,
that way.
it'll open like this currently. Like I can flip it around, but like it's just depends on what way this thing spawns. So like this upper piece because I replace it.
Okay.
So like there's times where it can be like this. Like it doesn't look any different to you, but if I see now it's the other way.
Yeah. See, and I would be cool with like that. You know?
Yeah, I know, but what I'm saying is I can't tell when I spawn it in.
Yeah.
Like,
True.
is this thing at 180 or not? Because this one is, like the one I have highlighted, but like I don't know, like when I replace it, what way that door is gonna open. Like ideally, like I would like a different entryway to this thing, but I don't currently have that, so I have to use what I have. There you go, your flip doorway.
Perfect. What I would like is if you would replace the zapper with a timer because sometimes defenders would run along the walls while the zapper is on the other side and not die for 8 seconds or something. Is that intended?
Zapper?
I think they're referring to
Oh,
the UAV.
do you mean the UAV? So what's the question?
Um, I'm actually not sure what they're referring to, but it says sometimes defenders would run along the walls while the zapper is on the other side and not die for 8 seconds or something.
Yeah, that's intended. Like you should be like, well, that this isn't my question though. This is a gameplay thing, and I just make levels. So like that's a question for like Vince or Bard. But yeah, the intent is that you can make a very risky run outside if you want. But I mean, you're playing with fire right there. Because if UAV sees you and you're outside, like there's no cover out there for you.
Yeah,
Like, and as soon as it sees you, you're dead. Like there's no like, oh, I just duck behind this thing. Like you're fucking dead.
bring back one UAV. You know how many runouts there would be?
Yep. Do you know? Like, I don't think you understand. Like, maybe you do, but the amount of runouts we had with one UAV was insane. Like every round, you would consistently have a defender like outside waiting to shoot the attackers as they got out of the truck every round.
Yeah,
I just think the truck needs a gun on it. Honestly, that would solve pretty much everything. Like it needs a trophy system and a gun, and the truck is now fine. Because that's the only like that's the one thing that makes one having one UAV hard is the truck. Because you can just see inside it. And well, we all know how enjoyable it is to throw a grenade in that truck.
oh yes.
Control if you're watching.
There's two UAVs right now, Spino Skulls,
Yep,
and they rotate on opposite sides.
yep. They're like they're basically 180 from each other, and they just pan around in a big loop. Oh, that was stupid.
That's why on factories too, if you throw utility through the windows, sometimes the UAV will ping somebody through the window if they get like if they're rotating.
Yeah, if they see you through this like these glass panels, if you shoot the panel out, it can sometimes see you. But all of these little all of these things have like a blocker on it, so like the UAV won't be able to like kill you through here because this thing will break its line of sight
Yeah,
and then have it to reacquire target. So you shouldn't ever get killed by the UAV on the inside. That used to be a legit strategy though. Attackers used to just run around the outside and they would just use their AP-25s and just shoot out all the windows and it would light up the defenders on the inside. And it was real gross. I really need to spend time and make like actual catwalk clusters for this thing because I remake the same thing over and over and over, and it's like I should just make this and save it so I can just drag it, click and drag it out of here.
Yeah. Yes, Spino. That's the one thing that the studio takes pride in is the far less toxic community compared to other titles. Um, Pretty much if somebody's being toxic, they get dealt with pretty fast.
I mean, we're also working on new systems to help with that as well.
Yeah.
Like I know that's what our UI team has been working on a lot of, is just like being able to tell who's drawing naughty things on the map and stuff like that. So it's like if somebody's drawing, a big giant dick, you can be like, "Hey, it's this dude. Please stop." I mean, drawing a giant penis is probably the least offensive thing you can put on there, if I'm being honest.
I just think it's always just fascinated me how you give, not saying the like all of our player base is male, but 90% of our player base is male. You give them a game where they could draw whatever they want, and we tell them, "Hey, draw the
I mean,
plan out," and they draw a wiener every time.
to be fair, this is true in any video game. Have you ever seen there was that one football game where you could draw your own end zone?
Yeah,
Like you could put art in your end zone. Like there's somebody who put like the creation of Adam for their painting I'm talking about.
yeah,
They did the creation of Adam for their end zone, and then the opposite side of the field, the guy had a really crude penis for his, and I'm just like, well, this is about what I expected.
yeah. It's just that it just always makes me laugh. It's like you could draw anything, and you draw a male reproductive organ.
Yeah, you draw a wiener. Good job.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people play tic tac toe, Spino.
Yeah, I've seen that too. It's always funny when it happens. It's like you're just waiting for the attackers to defuse, and you're just playing tic tac toe.
Yeah.
Official tic tac toe support when. And now for the parkour. If this isn't, if this whole thing ends up being like, uh, if this whole thing ends up being, I make this a permanent thing, like this is something like I'd go to the artist and be like, hey, can you make me like a fucked up looking catwalk instead of me just like rotating shit? That way it looks, cooler.
Deathmatch after the 3 rounds is official. I mean, it's not official, but it just is kind of
The community just kind of does it.
the culture now.
Yeah, it's the like we've had that's been part of like the due process gameplay since like the beginning, right? It's the post round 3 deathmatch of who's corrupt on the team, right? Like which of you Argus officers is going to kill all the other Argus officers? It ends up being I actually quite like it. It ends up being this very lighthearted, go go murder your friend a moment. I want to make more maps where you wall charge into the side of office. I always thought that was really cool.
Hold on 1 second. I have to do one thing real quick.
You're all good.
we're good.
Wonderful. This will be a fucking nasty hold, dude, right here. Sit in truck number 2 and hold this angle as they try to come in through storage. Like, dude, that's gonna hurt. You can get them from the side, and 5 dock's gonna be really fucking strong. I'm trying to figure out where I want to put this forky. Pretty sure I want to put him over here.
I like being able to sit in the trucks and hold the angles. Like,
it's excellent. I love it. Like, again, I think it's one of the better changes we did to dock was making all trucks enterable.
like especially because when I look at this map, I look at fan and I'm like, oh, I can hold it from dock 2 and dock 3 pretty easily, you know,
Yep,
or even
just
dock
here
1.
and here. Yep. That's the idea. Like the whole like change that I'm trying to do to level, like the way these levels generate is make the rooms relate to each other before the cover gets spawned. That way the cover doesn't matter. Because you can look at dock and be like you said, I can cover this from this. I can cover shelving from docks. That's the type of mindset that I want. It's like office is an important one to hold too, because I'm pretty sure you can see bomb. Ooh, not quite. I might have to shimmy it a bit because I want you to be able to cover bomb from office.
Costumes for more players in the game. Cosmetics will come soon.
Eventually, TM.
Yeah. I think biggest thing is performance.
Yep.
If there's anything learned from that, DreamHack was a prime example of it this weekend. Oh, custom games. You can.
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean it's.
You can already do that with the private lobbies, can't you?
Yeah.
Password ones.
Yeah, you could do 5v5, but you can't like alter any of the gameplay stuff. It's the same format as like a regular like game. Did DreamHack suffer from performance issues? There was a few hiccups with the game itself.
There we go. This is why I check angles. So now you can cleanly cover bomb from office, which is what I wanted. Because I want to make taking office like important. But now this just means you could like come in through this way and then just smoke this. Let's actually do this. There we go. Like a funnel.
Now you gotta make sure you put the hobo set in there.
Yeah. I always like making hobo huts, dude. They're like some of my favorite things to put in there. I don't do them every time because it becomes predictable. You gotta do them every once in a while.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I love making rare. Like I like rare spawns. I think rare spawns are great because like you see it and it makes you think for a moment. Like that's what I want. Fortunately, you're gonna get a water pallet this time. No hobo home.
Can you jump on
Actually,
those boxes?
let's make it a beer pallet.
I think some of them you can, Spino.
Which ones?
The ones that you just pulled out.
Oh yeah, if you're above them, you can definitely drop down onto them, but you can't actually jump up there from ground level. So like you can't do this. Yeah, you can't do that. That's just not possible. This you can do. You can drop down onto it though. Or like if this was up again, if Doc was right here, you could do that. you could jump up onto it. This is not possible though. You can't go from there up.
Clambering win.
What
Adding clambering,
the fuck is that?
where you could like use your hands and pull yourself up.
Oh, like vaulting yourself?
Yeah,
Yeah, no, that I had no. Like that's the joke on that is tactical ladder.
yeah,
Tactical ladder ain't happening without a lot of significant work. Because like as soon as I give you the ability to choose where you can go up and down, like that gets real hairy real fast. Because it's like, you know what's gonna happen. People take their tack ladder and get on top of a fucking office, and I'm like, great. And then they bring another tack ladder, and now they're in the fucking rafters. Just great.
yeah. That
Just
make
what I wanted. A mop in the rafters.
that would make
Who could have predicted this?
that make Red Commissar very happy.
Oh yeah, I can fucking mopped in the face from the rafters.
He's just
All right,
hiding
the
in the
most
raft.
important. Ooh, so the most important part. It's time to name the levels. Is it King Rush or Rush King?
What does the chat think? King Rush or Rush King?
I wish it was Rush B.
Could
To be
you
real.
just imagine somebody with a tub
Dude, I
sitting in the
should put.
rafters?
I should add the word bee, like BEE, the animal, to the fucking level generator, so you get Rush B sometimes. Let me know what the consensus
King
is if we're
Rush,
doing
King Rush.
King Rush. All right,
Yeah.
King Rush. King Rush it is.
All I can think of is if you allow people to get in rafters, is somebody with a tub up there and just acting like Batman, and they go to defuse the bomb.
Yep,
And it
drop
just
down
drops
and you
like
just
Batman.
shotgun them. Yeah, I'm Batman. I mean, it's probably a superior way to play than using the mob, because they have no idea you're up there until you
Yeah.
shoot once. This is a fairly simple map. I like it.
When is Claymore Roomba coming? I still
Doomba.
I still can't believe that's like the running joke thing.
The Uwoomba.
We're just gonna add pipe bombs back, or the pipe
Oh
grenades, or whatever they
please,
were.
please no. Stop. Stop right now. Cease and desist.
Mace would just be so happy. Stims, I think in wasn't it one phase they had regenning health?
Dude, Stims went through so many different iterations in such a tiny amount of time. Like,
It was just a
1 week they
mess.
had regenerating health, then they had temporary health, then they had mega speed, then they had ultra mega speed, then they had ultra mega speed and the temporary health. Like they went through such like wild shifts. I mean, the whole idea of the item was just to make it so defenders could be aggressive in like a controlled way. So like you could hear when they used, when they would huff the fucking stem, like you could hear it as an attacker through walls and shit. Like it was really loud, so you knew it was about to happen. You could be like, nothing was scarier than being in a fucking C store. You're like 2 rooms in and you just hear that, and it's like, oh no,
Yeah.
here comes the fucking auto shotgun. Like it was terrifying.
And now we get that same fear with containment.
Yeah.
Oh no!
I mean, that was
Here
that was
comes
that
the
was the
auto
whole point of the
shotgun.
room. Is like it's hard to get through here. Like
Yeah, it's so fun. Like it's
I
just
think I think it's great. Like they're coming out of the walls. They're hiding in the rat works. Like I really wanted a place that had open sight lines, but the shotgunners could play in there, and it was just like, well, let's just make it so you can run inside all these containers. So it's like you have the little hidey holes. You got to clear them all.
yeah. And it's just nice to see that like auto shotgun is now being useful more on
Yep.
factory.
I mean that's what I want to see, right? Like, and you're not gonna get containment on every single factory map, so it's not like you'd be like, oh, we're gonna hold it for
Yeah,
like, oh, auto shotgun is now king on factory for a strange twist of fate. Like, yeah, auto shotgun king on factory. You always hold it for factory. I don't want to see that, but I also don't want to see auto shotgun always being king on kill house either. Like, I want there to be maps where it's not the optimal play. That just means we're going to have to see more larger rooms to balance this out. And like the whole point of the game is to you look at the map and determine, I want to use this item here because it's strong. Is being able to look at the map read them, understand what the battlefield is like and make your decisions. So like, me hearing the auto shotgun is getting played on factory now is just fucking great. It means that like the rooms that I'm making are following up with how I want them to
Yeah.
play. Office was the first foray into that. Was I wanted to before Office existed, there was like nowhere for shotguns and stuff to play. It just didn't exist. It was if you used all of your long range weapons prior to factory, you're just fucked.
Well, a lot of times now, I mean, if I'm a defender and the attackers are blowing office, I'm using office as a room to just bait out their utility, because of the
Yep.
choke points. There's usually at least 2 or 3 flashes that have to go in because of the cover. So
Yep.
then, you're leaving your attackers with maybe, 1 or 2 flashes left potentially.
Yep. It's meant to be that really tight play space that you have to you have to use a lot of resources to get through because it's so valuable. Because like in this one, it's like it looks at bomb, like you basically have to clear it. Like you have to deal with this in some way. And it's like if I make it not that powerful, well, you're not going to care.
Yeah.
But I want you to care. Anyway, this level's done, so we'll give it the top down. You got your no man's land with bomb, powers up and toxic, shelving entry, office entry. Docks is gonna be so fucking strong, dude. Because you can hold pretty much everything. Like even from here, you can like peek your head out and like watch them come into office and just shoot them. I imagine you're gonna put barbed wire here and then try to cover, like try to hold office, barb this, hold docks. Probably have a rotator in toxic and storage. Yep, there's King Rush. Save him one more time. I gotta move it. No, I think that actually is the truck safe where it is, Smit, or do I need to move it?
Which truck? The
The truck, the attacker truck.
Yeah, because office is there, and so even if somebody tries to nade, it's not going to go through office. So
We'll nudge him this way. Put him over here, like in this corner, so people don't do this shit. Alright, there we go, cool. Save, and then onwards to another one. Alright, you can ask chat. Do they want me to do another? I know what the answer is going to be. Do we do another No Man's Land, or do we do a containment?
you want no man's land or containment, guys? What are you thinking?
Yeah, like for me to make on stream, because I'm probably only doing one more map.
Contain
This
it.
one, yeah, I figured. This one took me about an hour to make, so.
It's like containers.
Yep, I can do containers. So I gotta go steal them from last week's maps.
Kizai Shu. For your question, they asked different variants of a map. For example, instead of factory, we could get production lane, which plays similar to factory, only in different color
Yeah,
palette.
you're asking for new rooms, which is what I want to see more of, so don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're literally asking for new rooms, and it's like, yeah, that's what I want to see. Because you think of how Kill House works, right? There's like a bunch of like one-time only rooms, like Vault or Checkpoint or Pillbox, and it's like there's only one of those, but it changes between them. Like I want to see that in Factory. Like this is why I experiment with things like No Man's Land and containment and shelving and stuff like that. So when the room does spawn, it makes the map feel different. I don't remember the name of any of my maps from last week, and I've got like a bajillion. Look at all these fucking factory maps on my computer, dude. I have so many, and they're all so fucking old. Do you remember like any of them? I know I can't use Zulu rushing. Maybe it's Vox trigger. Let's try Vox trigger. Because I'm just gonna go copy paste all those shelving units from another map. Yeah, here we go. I'm just gonna copy these. because they're already set up. All right, let's go find the map we're gonna do. So the big question is that do I want shelving on this map or not? So do we want to see another, like, basically we're going to let chat customize how this map ultimately shapes out. Do you want shelving and containment to exist at the same time, or do we want just containment with two smaller subrooms like toxic and servers? Or do we want the really big map that has both shelving and containment and one side room? So two big, one small, or one big, two small is basically what I want to know.
What do you guys think, chat? Both?
I mean, I'm not gonna do both. The map will be too big.
Too toxic, one contain. Too big.
I can do.
Small.
I can do two toxic. Like, I'm not gonna do two toxics. I mean, I could, but
I like the big containments myself. I mean,
what I'm yeah. So when shelving and containment are kind of part of the same map, because basically that just means you have this really huge open area that's divided. The sight lines are divided up by the containment units and the shelving stacks. But we haven't yet seen a map that is just containment as its main floor room. Like, it's always been containment the other thing, and that's fine. Like, I can continue that trend. I just don't know what I want to do. I'm not doing both though. You get one or the other.
so it's a big mixed response.
Yeah, that's okay. I think I will do, if it's a mix, I think I will just do containment as its own thing because we haven't done it yet. I just want to know how it plays.
Yeah, it's probably a good one.
So like, is because I need to know if containment is a strong enough room to basically stand alone, right? Like, can I put this into a factory as its main room and it's fine, right? Because if it always has to combo with something else, well, that is a less. Uh, the room is not quite as strong as if it could stand alone. Because like shelving can stand alone. Like, shelving has been standing alone for a while. Shelving's
Yeah.
really good. It just needs more. We need more main room things instead of more side rooms because the main room can't just be shelving all the time.
Yeah, Spino. There's a couple maps that used to be in rotation where the bomb was in toxic.
Yep, I've done that before. It's not very common. Because like the level needs to be assembled in such a way that allows me to get basically multiple angles into toxic. And since you can't wall charge into it, I'm a little less likely to do it. But I mean, I'll still do it from time to time. I'm not getting any good gens for what I want. This is unfortunate. Because like, oh, here we go. Here's a good one. Well, kind of. Yeah, fuck it. We'll do this one. We'll just make this no. No, no, I can do it. I can make this a one floor toxic and it'll be fine. So we'll do this. We'll use this one. So it'll be storage, office, one floor toxic, and then this will be containment over here, and then we'll probably put bomb like up here somewhere. So you could like potentially wall charge. You could wall charge from storage to the bomb. And your red entrances will be office and toxic.
Yeah, looks good.
Like I said, I already know how I'm going to assemble this map. Like, I tell Pion repeatedly, like, sometimes you just see through the matrix and it's like, all right, I already know how this map's done. This will be a less interesting office. I'm gonna have to fuck with this office some so the windows are south. That way the office is like actually useful instead of just staring into a wall. But yeah, I don't remember who mentioned the production line previously. I actually have been wanting to do that, something like that for a while. Like I think conveyors, like the conveyor belts need to be bigger and have like, yeah, an assembly line near them because most factories have some sort of assembly line with the large conveyors. So
Yeah.
I want to see that one day. It's just a matter of figuring out one, how does it spawn? Two, what's the gameplay? How does this room play? You know what I mean? Like it has to relate to the other rooms in some way. I need to figure out how it relates. Cause like maybe this thing just cuts the main, like the idea in my head is I actually make the conveyors taller so you can't jump over them, and then you can only go through in specific spots. And it's like this thing basically just cuts the whole factory in half. Like the whole main floor gets cut in half with this thing. And the way it relates to other rooms is if it bumps up against any of the 2F rooms, so like shelving or office, you can actually jump onto the conveyor and then run around on top of it. Or if you take docks, you can run, you can get on top of the conveyor from there as well. But like being on top, the conveyor would have things on it that you could take cover behind. So that would act as your full cover. What the fuck is this shelving spawn? Look at this shit. Let there be containers. Okay, how many are we thinking? Let's see. What do we want to do? Okay, cool. So I know one of the pieces of feedback that I had last time is that it was hard to make callouts for these. So I think we're gonna recolor all of these to have like the white stack, the yellow. You know what I mean? Like we're gonna do that.
That is, yeah. I never even thought about that. That's a good point.
Yeah, a bunch of people mentioned it in level feedback, so we're taking it to heart. So like this will be the fucking SpaceX stack.
Could you label it as that, or would you just do like just all containers and then people just have to
It's yeah,
identify?
the main room is containers, and you have to be like he's in the black set. You know what I mean? Like
Okay, yeah.
it's up to you because that would be a lot of rune labels, and that clutters the map very quickly.
Hobo container with a hobo bed and trash.
Didn't I do that already on one of them on last week's? I'm
I
pretty sure I
think
did a hobo
so.
thing. I know I did one that just had 3 noodle cups in it for lols. Okay, so we got the black stack. We'll do the eye hall stack. Do I not have one I can steal from? I do not. You want to see something kind of neat? Let's do this real quick. Just mass replace all textures.
Man, it's too bad like you can't create like different clusters like you said like black or the SpaceX stack, red stack.
Like I said, like if this is fun, I will totally do that.
Yeah.
But
So that way you don't have to go
I'm just
through and yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna have to manually do all of these. So
Does
like
that
I'm
say
just kind of
eye hole?
yeah, I'm just manually kind of replacing everything. Oop, shit. There we
Eye hole.
go. Yeah, it's the eye hall.
Slacks. This isn't a new tile set, it's a new asset within the map.
Yeah, this is a new room. Think of it that way.
A tile set would be like how there's factory, C store, and kill house. That's a tile set. New rooms get added into the current tile sets all the time.
I wouldn't say all the time, but they're added infrequently. But yeah, like we're more likely to add a new room to an existing tile set than we are to make a new tile set. Now, this said, we are working on new tile sets, so don't worry about that.
Yeah. I'd say that. I mean, I just am thinking back to when I started playing. I mean, you had like the clubhouse, the security. You had vaults. I mean, Kill House is more of like the
It's pretty chaotic.
yeah. Kill House is like the testing grounds for a lot of it.
Yes. I mean that's its original design goal was to be that.
Yeah.
Was just a place for us to just like make really rough stuff and it looks fine. Like we can get away with that kind of thing.
But you'll
Classic
notice
red stack.
you guys in chat will notice that Axsom enjoys pushing the limits with factory and testing new stuff. So you'll see that like some parkour stuff on factory more so than any other map.
Oh, I love doing dumb shit.
You'll see like all toxic maps so here and there and
Oh yeah. Like it's the only way I'm gonna learn. Like one, it's memorable for for you guys because it's something totally new and interesting. But it's like it's really good feedback for me because it's like I'm interested in adding new and interesting things to levels for you guys to see more regularly.
yeah.
Things that I can codify and shove into the level generator because it's my job. So like if I hand make a bunch of unique stuff that you guys like and it ends up being very popular, it's just like okay, level gen, do that.
Yeah.
Like that's why I go through and like right now I'm taking the time to really go through and hand make all of these things just to see like is this worth investing more time into? Because if it is, then we'll make time and do it. So like I'm acting on like right now I'm taking the time to act on the feedback that you guys literally gave me like over for 2 days. It was like it's hard to make call outs in here. So like I'm just texturing them all the same color. So it's like he's in the yellow stack. Okay. It's easier than he's in the middle north, you know what I mean? Like to be like he's in this one. It's like, well, he's in the black crate now instead of the yellow crate or the red crate. Or now we have the Argus crate coming in. But like it's easy to imagine if containment is fun and interesting and we decide to art it up and turn it into something that's more, factory like instead of, storagey like yeah, I could picture all of these. Oops, go away, Doozy. So I could picture all of these being like different machines, right? That are very unique. So it's like, oh, he's in like the water pump and it's like a big like fucking watery thing going on, or it's like, oh, he's
Right.
in the fucking grinder and it's like a big fucking like stone grinder thing over here. You know what I mean? Like it's easy to make these big huge things and make callouts super easy for them. But for now, they're cargo containers because it's all I got.
Whenever I think of factory, I think of I used to work in a machine shop operating
Yep.
a CNC lathe, and that's like when you say machines, that's instantly what I think of is like a
Yeah.
CNC lathe or something along those lines. I think it'd be cool to
Yep.
see some of those.
I used to work at UPS, so when people say factory, that's where my mind initially goes because that's what I'm used to. But UPS, of course, is more of a warehouse than a factory, so like I take a lot of like the systems that I saw at UPS and I look at just pictures of factories, and it's easy for me to mush the two together. Like, cause at UPS it was all like moving big heavy shit on a conveyor belt, and that's what you do in an assembly factory anyway. Like what I really want to see is I want to see the fucking was it Clone Wars? You know the scene in Clone Wars where they're fighting on that big like droid assembly belt? Like I want to see that shit.
Yeah.
Complete with Duel of the Fates. We'll somehow license it. Disney will be keen to give it up, right? Right.
Yeah. Totally.
Give you that Hans Zimmer. Let's go.
I definitely think this is gonna make callouts a lot easier.
Yep. I mean that's the idea. Like somebody was like, it's hard to make callouts, and I'm like, my first thought was I will color code them. So now you got green, blue, white, yellow, black, and red. So it should make callouts way easier. Oh, I know what I'm gonna do. We're gonna put the door right here so it looks down this hallway. Oh, I did a dumb. There it is. There. Now you can like look down this big hallway. So if attackers end up taking toxic, you can like look down this thing. Still trying to figure out where I want bomb. I might have to put bomb in. I might put it in the black container. Problem is like these are all really old assets, and I want you to be able to wall charge into them. But I can't use the old assets aren't set up to support wall charging, which is unfortunate. Like if I used these cargo containers, they would support wall charges, but they don't use those cargo containers. And if I moved these down here, I wouldn't have the texture colors to be able to color code for callouts.
Yeah.
Because this uses a like full atlas rather than this uses an individual texture. So big shrug.
It's a lot of containers.
It is.
It's great. I love it. It makes Tub more fun on a factory.
That's the idea.
We're just slowly the level team is just ingraining into people's brains that shotguns are really good.
They are really good. The problem is like not every like the two other tile sets are obviously good, but like factory is doesn't have places for them to play, and it's like I want to give you a place to play. You can't play everywhere, so it's like I have to play containment or office. You can't like play shelving with a shotgun. It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
I mean, it can if you really wanted to, and you camp the fucking thing with the auto shotgun, but it's not really optimal. Once you're found out, you're kind of dead. That reminds me, I need to fix this. Oh, so precise. Okay, cool. It was a fucking quarter unit. It was a half unit off. Fixed.
Knack on factory's the best. I've seen a lot more factory knacks lately too.
Telling you, I want to make those short range weapons a little more viable. You just gotta know where to play them.
Yeah, factory knack. Especially if you win and everybody's like, "What should I pick up?" And then you say, "Don't forget the factory knack."
Alrighty, let's see. So storage green, red toxic, red office. I think is what's gonna happen. Yeah.
You thinking like red door toxic or what? Red door office
Yeah,
toxic?
we're gonna do red door toxic. I'm gonna put it down here, specifically right here, so if you blow it up, you get this line of sight throughout the whole factory is what I want.
Will we ever get Newt's garage shoot in factory?
The fuck? I don't
I
what?
don't even know what that
English,
is.
Yeah, English, please. Yeah, I don't understand the questions. I'm sorry.
Garage shoot from Aliens?
What?
Is that
I'd
a
have to go watch.
movie?
Yeah, he's probably referring to the movie, but I don't actually know the like the scene or what he's referencing.
Okay. What's up, Donut? How's it going? What happened to the two-story
Yes.
kill houses? They got nuked.
They got nuked. Yeah. Like they were like, hey, you should go work on these a little bit more, and then I did, and then it was like, okay, now go work on this thing. You can work on like you can work. We'll give you time to work on the clubhouse stuff later, and well, the clubhouse is in like a half state right now, so
The
I mean
return and
like yep.
change of pillbox do be fire.
Yeah, so I actually had to go dig him up. He a pillbox had been missing for a while. Like whenever we merged in our old like we had a code branch where we could make all those test rooms. So like when we were doing those rapid fire changes to Kill House, where we added like breezeway and lumberyard and all that, they were all kind of done in the same branch. And whenever it was pulled in was before pillbox got introduced. So I had to go back and dig that boy up to merge him in. But yeah, the changes that I made were that all of the walls were ballistic instead of like you can still wall charge them, but or, yeah, you can still wall charge in there, but yeah, I wanted to really emphasize that you need to like throw grenades in this room because you could just like I was seeing just all yeah, like you'd be like, oh, pillbox, you just wall bang it from the other side of the map and you'd kill the dude in there, and I'm like, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
This thing needs to feel secure.
Well, I think on the new maps too, it is like, I guess you could call it a power position.
Oh, it's
Um,
super fucking strong, but it's super tiny.
yeah, and it's like one nade or molly in there, and you're limited already, and then your team can push up.
Yep, that's the whole point of that room is this is the you need to throw grenades at this. Like the only thing that I would change is I would make the windows a little bit bigger. So one,
Wait, are
you
you
can get
showing
grenades in
something?
there. No.
Oh, okay. I was like, is the stream frozen?
No. I'm just talking. Like
Okay.
I want to make the window a little bit bigger. So one, you can tell if a dude is standing in there easier because right now I think it's basically headshots only, which kind of feels bad. Like you should be able to hit him in like the upper torso, and then it's able to get grenades easier.
Yeah.
So more visibility on the person standing in there, and easier grenade tosses because I don't want you to have to be fucking control to get a grenade in there.
What if the map was just all pillboxes?
That is never. The more you suggest that, the more it will never happen.
That would be. I'm just trying to picture it, dude.
It won't.
Just,
It wouldn't even be an entertaining map. It's like you have a bunch of tiny rooms that can all see into each other.
it'd be like
Like
maze. I feel like it'd be like a maze.
I kind of, but it's just grenade central. Like what's gonna happen? The attackers kick open a door and you get mollied again and again and again and again, and that's not fun. Like I'm never making that map.
Donut. Why?
Like it gets suggested so much that I'm annoyed by it when I hear it. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Then all
These fucking
office
weren't.
map.
I mean, I've done a really big office map before. It wasn't particularly entertaining. Like, I know it's just a like, LOL, let's just make oops all X. Like, it's not that entertaining. Like, I've done it before. I've done a mega office map where it was like, I think it was 8 cargo container, or it was like 8 4x4s of just off it. Like, it was huge, and it was the dead center of the map. It actually had an interior fire door on it, if I recall correctly. I'm glad the people did like Return of the Pillbox though.
Oh
He's a cool
yeah.
boy.
Just
Like
adds
he's
that
meant to.
it adds that like you have to play around it almost, because
Yeah, I
it
mean
has
that's
so many lines of sight.
yeah, that's the point of like when the other guy was asking about like the assembly line piece. It's like when I introduce a room into the set, I want it to feel very powerful. I want it to feel different than all the other rooms.
Yeah.
That's why like when you were describing containment feels great. It's fucking dangerous as hell. Like auto shotguns are constantly playing here. I'm like, that's wonderful. Because that means it plays different than the rest of the fucking level. And you have to think about it. That's what I want.
Yeah.
I'm making a problem for you to solve. Kitty. Screaming catty.
Yeah.
Angry kitty.
Annoying ass kitty.
Just your annoying ass kitty. Nice.
Yeah. Donut wants to know what the thought process was behind containment.
I said it before. I wanted so one is I wanted to see more places for shotguns to play, so I wanted another place that was small and lol contained. Um, but I also wanted to see so in like level gen, like prior to level gen 1.0, like due process 1.0, like when we got to the arts tower and now we're still kind of like building our initial building blocks, we had a room that was basically containment. It was a little, I think it was actually a little tighter. Like these cargo containers were all 1x1s instead of having a 2x2 on the north south. Um, but yeah, it was basically the same thing. Uh, it had kind of shelving pseudo baked into it. There are other cargo containers that you could run around on and stuff, but I wanted to see that come back now that factory has a little bit more of an identity. I wanted to just see like how does this play in this environment with the other rooms, like shelving and containment next to each other. How does that feel? And office containment next to each other. How does that feel? That kind of shit. But yeah, it's like I just wanted another place for shotgunners to play, but I wanted a room that I could have be a sometimes room that would spawn and would connect to the rest of the level. So like shelving, it's like I needed another room that would merge into the main big floor instead of being a side room because I don't need any more side rooms. I need to make the main floor more interesting. And thus containment was born. I'm gonna have to like I don't like this the door where the doors are open on this particular one is really important because this is where I want bomb. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to just open all of them so you can cover from up here. Because if I do that, it means you basically always have to send a team up through the green door, or you take office, one of the two.
Containment seems awesome. Is containment's too many? There's a few maps right now that have 6 already.
To what?
They
To the amount of like shelving. Yeah, there's some with 6. There's some with more than that. I think there's some with like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the one I stole this from was literally was a 6x6. It was a 2x3. It had six units.
Bomb and containment. Good luck. You can wallbang
I
it
lit.
though.
You can wallbang it. Like you could easily sit. Like I don't know what way I'm gonna orient the bomb yet. I might do it left right, but like yeah, you should be able to wallbang it. I think all these are set to thin. Let me check the walls real quick. Oh, they're set to thick, so you'd have to use something other than a pistol. Yeah, it's like, do I want that angle? Yeah, you can barely cover it from here. Oh, I missed a door. Look, there's a white door on this yellow container.
It's a feature.
Yeah, so like if I do this, you can cover bomb from up here. And it's like you basically have to deal with office in some way. You can cover it from office too, but the angle is like way sharper.
You could just use it as like a visibility, like he's on bomb now. Now I'm gonna go try to challenge him, you know?
Yeah, I mean I could also swap this doorway if I don't want it. Yeah, I like this better. Like office is here to cover dock and like cover, so like if people try to get in through this way, you cover that. Or maybe, I don't know, I gotta think about it.
Donor asks a question. He says, "Do you think in the future there could be a bit of verticality containment? So like a catwalk would
I don't
connect to it?"
know. I would have to really, I'd have to think hard about that, cause like, the one of the at that point I'm fighting the 2F problem again, where it's like if I allow you to get on top of a container and inside it, like I need to be able to render that and show that on the map. Um, because like one of the quote unquote rules I want with this room is that you can always go on the bottom floor of every containment unit. I don't want one that's like permanently closed. Does that make sense? Like I want you to be able to go in all of these because that's what makes the room powerful and interesting. As opposed to, oh, there's 4 of these that are closed off and you can only go into these 2. That's boring. That just means these might as well just be big giant cubes.
I think a cool idea would be like if one of them was completely closed on the bottom and then the top was just open.
Yeah, I know what he's saying, but that goes against like my vision for what the room is that you're
Yeah.
always able to go into the bottom in some way, shape, form. Not necessarily that it needs to be a a pass through every time. Like I know I did those containers where there's one way in and out, and that's it. It's like a hidey hole.
Yeah.
Um, I'm okay with things like that, but like you should be able to go inside them. That's the whole point of containment is that you're able to go inside these. So if I do an over under, I need to think very hard about how I display that on the map screen. Otherwise, like people will get confused. But I mean, I'm not against the idea. I need to solve that problem. Like it needs to read well from the map screen so that people understand that I can go up here and I can run around and I can go inside it. I think the swoops help with the I can go inside this thing problem. The whoever the person was that suggested this solution, like the fact that these are pulled up and it's like, oh, I can't shoot over this, like that was actually a really good idea. So
Yeah.
like I could potentially cut like I could potentially cut the top of this off and it still reads well. You can tell that this is shorter than this because it doesn't have this like skirt up here.
Yeah,
So if
that's true.
if I put a bridge up here, yes, you would be able to get up there.
It'd be like a perch, you know.
Yeah, it would effectively become a perch at that point. But I mean, I'm not against the idea. There's just I have to solve a bunch of problems, and right now I just want to make sure that I probably want to do 2 more weeks of just regular containment to get the idea that is this basic idea good enough to continue experimenting on? You know what I mean? Like I always struggle with with getting feedback from you guys because if it's new, it's always fun. But I need to figure out if it's fun because it's fun, not fun because it's new. So that's why you're gonna see multiple iterations of this over several weeks to get the quote unquote the new factor out. So then we're looking at is this room actually fun?
Henry the Expendable. There's no like official lore for due process. It's mostly community lore.
I mean, I don't know. You ask Valdis, we have some lore, but we don't we try to show that through our background scenes and what you see in the level rather than just there just being a wall of text to read somewhere.
Yeah,
We try to be more subtle about it than
it's
in
like
your
an
face.
it's like an Easter egg at that point.
Exactly. It's there's we want you to be able to see the things that are going on in the world, with the objects that we place, the background scenes, to be able to draw conclusions as to what might be going on, rather than us just coming out and telling you.
Commissar goes, I will get him to tell me so I can make the wall of text.
Oh, I know. Red Commissar, the Keeper of Lore. Yeah. Where'd I put? Oh, it's right here. Exterior bomb when?
Exterior bomb.
I can make it. I can
Imagine
make
you
it happen.
forgot that. They just run to the truck like, oh, here it is.
I could make it happen.
You make it an exterior bomb and make the defenders have to watch it from a window inside the
Mul-
building.
Multiple windows. Trust me, I'll make it happen. Don't worry.
World Report. I actually brought that up earlier. Was with the doors opening like the opposite way.
Yeah, yeah. It's an annoying problem because I can't easily tell which way this opens from here and what way the intended. Oop, what's going on, buddy? Grumpy doggo. What way does this boy open? So I gotta turn off this, turn on this. He he'll open this way right now, I think,
Yeah,
which I
yeah.
think
You
is the
can
way
tell
we
by the
want
hinges.
because I'm gonna make a staircase that goes up like this.
Yeah, then it's
Yeah,
fine.
because if it opened the other way, it would open like this.
Yeah,
But see, this is one of those times where I don't need to change it, but there's other times where if it opens like this, it is a problem. So it's it's just hard.
well, I think too.
I
Like
really
when
wish they were double hinged doors or a different type of door, like a slide door where you push it into the wall.
yeah,
That would then that could be an ask for the art team is go, hey, can I get a sliding door? Because that would solve all of those problems. Like a pneumatic door where you hit it and it goes. Because you only really need them going into toxic, and I imagine having a sealed pneumatic door up there might make a little bit of sense, but I don't know. I'd have to make the ask is what would it cost to make, how much time would it take us to make a pneumatic sliding door? A kickable pneumatic sliding door.
Time frame for Gunplay 2.0 release, we do not know.
Yeah, I don't know. That's gameplay. That's like gameplay slash engineering team. I do levels. I know it's hotly anticipated. I want to see you guys with it as much as you guys want to play with it, so it'll happen. There's kinks to work out.
I think the biggest thing with that is everybody is really excited for it, and then some people are going to absolutely love it, and some are going to absolutely hate it, and so it's going to go through different iterations yet of tweaking.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
to try to,
it's a really big change. Like the recoil for every weapon gets changed, so I don't think I like both of these doors open.
shouldn't this channel have the affiliate? We chose not to because we do restreaming, so we're streaming not only to Twitch but also YouTube and Steam.
There you go. Now you can like hide here and cover the bomb. It felt a little too open when both doors were open.
Yeah, World. Whenever an update usually drops, a lot of the old players return to test it out. Not to mention, we have quite a few cool stuff coming down the pipeline that'll help. Some more sales and such. What's coming? If you do exclamation mark roadmap in chat, you can check out the roadmap and see kind of what's coming up, what's in QA, stuff like that.
Dude, my dog is just on edge today.
I can't relate to that. It's just my cat today.
Yeah. He's been over here like sleeping on the sumo chair that I have, and he just occasionally just starts barking and runs to the door, and then nothing happens, and I'm like, it's probably somebody walking down the hallway in the apartment complex. I'm just like, buddy, it's okay. Yeah, see, now he's just passed out again, even though he just ran to the door and barked a bunch, and he's just like, okay, fine, I have warded off the intruders, I'm going back to sleep, goodbye.
Yeah. World Repose. How does the team how does the team plan to expand the player base? Through sales, through updates, through content. There's a lot of things, but unfortunately, it doesn't happen overnight. And
I wish it did.
yeah, maybe if you're a AAA studio like Activision, and you already you already have a successful game.
It's like more like you have a successful IP and people just buy your shit.
Yeah.
Oh, this is gonna be one of those maps where it's hard to place the truck. God damn it.
You know what? Sometimes you gotta have those factory pre-nades out of truck or factory smokes.
Yeah, it's just so close to this red door right here. And like I have a red door up here and the green door is gonna be up here, so I can't put it here. I can't put it here because you can just yeet it this way, and I can't like put it here because you can do this. Like it, ugh. I backed myself into a corner.
Six-sided suggested placing it that way. You just moved it.
I mean, I'm probably gonna put it over here and then move this truck over.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, sure, you're gonna be able to do this, but at least you can't get it into the back of the truck. Dude, I'm so fucking hungry. All I've had to eat today was that fucking croissant. I'm starving. Here we go.
Does it make you annoyed people ask you, where's the marketing? No, not anymore.
Small studio, hashtag just small studio problems. It's like, man, I wish we could have like, you know, the fucking TV adverts running like crazy, you know, around the clock, like shit like that. But it's just like, we small team, bro.
When I first came on, I did because I knew like what had to be done for marketing and like, especially like with social media and stuff. And so it was like getting everything like getting caught up is the biggest thing because most of these guys that work for the studio have been here since the beginning, so they know what's going on. I was coming in as like a player at first, trying to understand how the development works, and I still don't really know how it all works, but I just listened more than anything and just like used what I listened to and formulated different things for it. Some people used to say, well, there's no marketing. It wasn't that. It was just that marketing takes money.
Like we're kind of stuck in this weird like this feedback loop of we want, it's like, want to advertise game, need money to advertise game, need people to buy game to get money to advertise game, but nobody buys game because nobody, the perception is that nobody plays game. But if you know what I mean, like it's this weird loop, breaking loop hard.
Yeah, we do advertisements world repost. We did a big ad campaign over the holiday sale and
Yeah,
the
we did.
50% off.
Oh, this thing's being
We
an
did it.
ass.
We did a shit ton of advertising for that. It was
Dude, I liked when we were on the front page of Steam, the amount of impressions we were getting was off the fucking chain.
yes.
That shit was so ridiculous. It was like, here, have like 84 million views, and you're just like, what?
Yeah. We did a lot of advertising for that. But the thing is like you can advertise the game at any given point in time, but you'll get more ROI or return on the investment if you advertise it during when like a new features into the game or new content.
Yeah, so like when Tile Set 4 comes out, you bet your ass we're gonna try to make a big deal out of it.
Yeah. How many people have bought the game? I have no idea on that.
Yeah, I don't even know that one. This is kind of a useless conveyors. I need to like move that shit around. Where's my room label? Why is it?
Yeah, John, the 50% off sale was huge. We're gonna do more
Yeah, what?
more
Yeah,
sales in the future. And contrary to popular belief, a lot of times having Twitch streamers do your like that you pay them to play isn't always the best thing. A lot of people believe that, but it's not always the go-to. So here's
Doesn't
like,
also doesn't always look good on the streamer because it just makes them look like a shill.
yeah, true. Here's a question now for you. If I blow that red door, is that whole entire server going to get destroyed too?
Let's look.
And make that
I,
room.
bel I believe the answer is yes. I gotta check. This guy won't. His entity ID is disabled. This guy will, because his is enabled. So I can go ahead and disable that right now. You do it on this guy. Yep. Cool thing is though, Schmidt, if you haven't been keeping tabs, we've been testing out full destruction lately. So
Yeah, I've noticed it a little bit.
we can get we can small amounts of hype for that. We still have a lot of testing to do, but
I
like
think that the
we've
biggest
been
thing
working.
is for some reason whenever you blow a red door next to the server, it like does a weird texture thing to that room. Where like if you look right
No,
when you walk
what's
in,
happening is its occlusion culling is breaking.
hmm.
Is what's happening. Like I can replicate what's happening. Like I believe I can do it right now. Just give me a moment. It's got to actually run occlusion. But what's happening is it's deleting the object, right? And then you can stand where that object was, and then you can just see through the world.
Yes, that's exactly, yep.
Yeah, so
What
that's
you said there.
occlusion. So what's happening is you're standing when Unity calculates occlusion. So occlusion being, actually, are you familiar with occlusion culling? I assume you are.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, so like occlusion, if people in the audience don't know, occlusion culling is when you are, let me bring out a dummy. There's a lot of cool GIFs out there that I actually show, like visually show this. But like, let's say our player is here looking this way. You know, here's roughly what he can see, right? Like he can see like this corner here. Let's make it even worse. So he can only see this. He's looking into this corner. So when the game renders, it's going to render this. It's going to render this object and this object, and that's basically it, because that's all he can see. Everything else isn't even drawn by the GPU. Like none of the shit behind it is drawn. Like the background scene isn't drawn because he can't see it. So occlusion culling is when it just calls everything that your GPU, like your character can't see, calls all of it for the sake of saving you GPU time. That's occlusion culling. So what's happening when that thing blows up is the culling is going, hey, this is a blocker. You're never going to be able to see anything if you're standing inside it, so don't worry about it. Like, don't render anything because you can't stand here. Well, because we blow the wall up, and now you are standing here, it's going, well, I didn't account for this, so we just render nothing. Because if you're standing here, you can't see anything because you're inside an object. So that's why you get this weird, like, error thing going on. So it's like when that gets deleted, you're standing inside a volume that should not exist, and it just deletes everything as a result. Like, we have solutions to this. Pickle, I believe, has already done it. It's just porting it to literally every single object in the game, which is, you know, a lot. So I need to organize toxic storage and containment, and then I think we're done. Containment just needs stuff inside the boxes, and then I need to switch up some of the doorway entrances so they're more interesting. Time is it? It's like 4:30. I don't want to spend too much longer because we just hit the 2-hour mark.
Yeah.
So we'll try to hurry this up so we can so you can boogie. I don't want to keep you here all day.
Are you doing Boosty Boys tonight?
Pretty much every Friday.
So guys,
Excuse me, every Monday night I stream more at like late at night at like 11 to 12, and then I stream till I get tired or when I get done.
So yeah, guys, if you guys want to watch Axsom do more maps later on tonight, if you boost to the Due Process official Discord server, you get what's called the Boosty Boys role, and you can join that VC in Discord at night. Usually, like he said, between 11 and 12 Pacific. He usually jump in there and he'll stream until he gets tired or gets more maps done. And you can basically do what we're doing right now. I mean, it's just a public VC.
Yeah, but you get to talk to me directly instead of
Yeah.
like having to run through Smit. Like you can bullshit with me and show me dumb stuff and give me dumb ideas.
Yeah.
Like I take a lot of feedback in there. People will tell me to do dumb shit and I'll do it.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a dumb idea. Okay, we're good.
A campaign? I don't even know if did that ever cross the devs' mind?
No. Never. We don't have the resources for it. We need to like get someone to like program AI and shit like that, and that's simply not happening right now. Single player, not worth.
That's coming in Due Process too.
Exactly. It's always the joke, always in Due Process too.
It's always in Due Process too.
I'll be real though, I'd be real happy if we get to make a Due Process too.
It would be cool. Due Process 2, Argus Revenge.
Flashbang Boogaloo.
Yeah. Just their truck now has 32 flashbangs.
Here you go, have fun. Come on, if we gave them that many flashbangs, I'd hope we'd give the defenders an item, that we'd give them the really cool shades that allow them to go immune.
Yeah, that'd be cool. It's called Tactical Mask. Call of Duty came up with it.
Tactical Mask.
Yeah.
Because they're shades.
We need some Ned champs in chat. The C store is now like a mall.
I still think the most like, so like, well, I like when people suggest tile sets, and I don't know if they're being trolly or stupid, but like people like, be really fun tile set, a school.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, that is like a big no-no from me.
Yeah. No, it's 30. I think it's 30 or 32 tick servers right now.
Okay, storage is done, toxic is done. Now it's just containment. So we're gonna go figure out how I want these boys to be opened up. I'm pretty sure I want this one to be a one-way that faces south. So like if you exit through here, you have to contend with the guy waiting in here. So there'll definitely be more containment maps than just this one. Like I'll be making more kind of in my own time. So you'll see more this week. I'll probably also do a couple no man's lands because I want to explore that more. One of the no man's lands, I'm probably going to let you on top of the no man's land to see what happens. Because I haven't done that before and I want to see if it's like worth letting people up there.
Sounds like a great boosty boy thing.
That's probably what's going to happen. Yeah, hopefully the colors help with callouts. I know somebody was like, well, I can't tell in the dark. And I'm like, well, if you're in the dark, I can't help you there, buddy.
Sounds like poor defending.
But yeah, I'm always looking for more feedback on these. Oh, I spelled containment wrong. I think. Yeah.
I think you had it right the first time.
Did I? It looked like
Yeah.
I thought I had two T's. Maybe I just read that this I here is another
I'm looking
T.
back at the stream, yeah.
I thought it was contentment. Did I double down? Did I do the same thing
Yeah.
again? Lol. Okay,
Imagine if you respelled it wrong
that's
again.
funny.
Like if you had
Yeah, I just spelled it again. Misspelled it
Contentment.
twice. Like contentment.
Severs. We need Severs back.
Severs. Good old Severs. I like how Sandwich and I have both done that. It's not like just me or just him. Like we've both done it. It's Severs time.
Tile set idea. Bank. Tile set idea. Gas station.
I mean, I know how. Remember how I said how C Store has been the kind of touch the least out of all of them. Like I'm experimenting with Factory, we experiment with Kill House, but C Store hasn't seen a lot of love. One of the room ideas I wanted to actually like mess around with for C Store was a fuel island. Like this is a C Store that has a gas pumps outside. Like I really want to try that and see if I can make it work. Like it would end up being like it would. So you know how when you like you fuel up at gas stations, it's the fuel island. Like you've got the roof overhead. Like I could let defenders out there. Like if you open the shutters, you could run out there and defend out there with hiding behind cars and the or hiding behind cars and the fuel, the fuel pumps and stuff like that. Like, I think that could be interesting. It would just need to be done right and communicated that this is a safe location, or quote unquote safe location. But like, yeah, like shit like that. I mean, because you're like, do a gas station. I'm like, we kind of already have one. It just doesn't have the gas pumps. It's the secret arcade container. Ooh, I forgot about that. That sucks. Go texture the inside now. I got this one. That's weird. Good thing this one's already done. Lol. Okay, there we go. Nobody looks up anyway, so I probably didn't need to do that. But I'd know.
And it would drive him crazy.
Yep.
What's your DDR high score, Smit? I've never played DDR.
That's the question for Kevin.
Yeah. Ask Kebby. Let's just say he can move and groove.
He's the animator for a reason. He's a very animated individual.
Kyle said idea Gek office.
The last thing I want is people shooting up our office. Laughs nervously. Why would you suggest this? To be fair though, every single one of our tile sets has an office in it. So why would you want a full tile set that is an office when every tile set has an office?
How many people are working for Gek? I think plus or minus 20
like,
maybe.
We're lower than that. I think we're like 17 or 18. It's getting close though. Man, it's hard for me to believe because it used to be 4 of us for years, and that's why it's taken so long. Because there's literally 4 of us. Okay, I got 2 more rooms to do. Oh god, yawning. I need something, dude. God damn it. I don't know what I want to do with these last 2. wonder if people will wall charge out of storage. Like do this wall. Oh, you can't even do that wall. Now you can. Yeah, do the like storage wall char. You take storage and just wall charge this and go straight in. And, you know, smoke here and just go straight in. But I mean, at that point, you might as well just go up through here. But then you have to contend with this super line of sight and get shot from the corner of office.
Sure.
Huh.
I mean, I don't know. It looks kind of good. I mean, you could put cover in the bottom too, but at the same time, look, there's a lot of cover in the other ones.
I mean, there's not really any cover in this one. This one's just I put some shit up against the wall. This one has a little bit of cover. One of these two I'll likely just leave empty. It'll probably be this one. I just don't know what to do with this one right now because it's the one like directly next to bomb. So I don't know if I want to make this one a one-way facing bomb or not. You know, like open up like this door here so you can go in like that and you run out like that. Because like the idea is you would put barbed wire here and then like you just sit here, wait till they're in the barbed wire and just brr. I just need to figure out if I want anything in here. Yeah, we'll put the big beer container thing in here. Here, we'll do the thing last time we were doing maps.
We need to see toxic goo machines packing the toxic soda that are sold in the C stores.
I mean, that soda's called Rip for a reason, right? Here you go. We did it again.
I'm surprised you remembered, bro.
I always remember dumb shit like come on, man. Like, I put time and effort into that. I'm going to remember.
So for those of you guys that don't know, that bottle says Clover on it for Clever Clover. And then we put the trash bag next to it to call him trash. We did that on I can't remember the map that we made the one time.
Yeah, it was the map that you and I did that one night in Boosty. It was the spontaneous, hey, you want to make a map? Sure, let's go. Right, cool. I think we're done here. Now the most important part: Rogue Forge or Forge Rogue? I'm thinking Rogue Forge.
What do you think, chat? Rogue Forge or Forge Rogue? Rogue Forge, Rogue Forge.
Yeah, Rogue Forge, Rogue Forge.
Yeah.
Isn't this Rouge? I think this is actually Rouge. This isn't Rogue ROGUE? And ROUGE, isn't that Rouge?
It might be.
I think it's Rouge. Anyway, it's Rouge Forge.
That one's done.
Yeah, all done. Saving it. Gotta place it in the level, and then we'll be good. And then that'll be the stream. Made our two
Well,
factory maps.
there you have it, guys. Once again, for everybody, if you want to see more of Axsom's map making tonight, he'd usually every Monday he will stream in the Boosty Boys Discord channel in the Due Process Official. And in order to get access to that, all you have to do is boost the Discord server, and you get the role.
Yep.
And you can directly talk with him, shoot the shit, and
Yeah, you can shoot shit and tell me how bad I am at maps, just like Red Commissar does.
yeah. You could join the ranks of Red Commissar and sit and tell Axsom everything that he does wrong.
Exactly.
But that's gonna do it for this stream, guys. We got to get out of here. Other than that, we'll see you tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow is Pion and Sandwich. We're gonna be going over C Store and Kill House, and doing some of those. So hopefully we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we will catch you later.